What's happening, guys? Noctis here. Yes, I know my hair is pink. We're just gonna have to live with that, all of us. So, this is gonna be a different kind of video. This is gonna be a kind of a reaction video. I don't like videos like this, but this, I mean, like make or reaction videos, whatever. But this video pissed me off so bad. I just wanted to talk about it. It's called "Video Game LARPers Are Beyond Stupid." Let's figure this out. Let's figure this out.
I'm a goth girl. I'm a goth
All
girl.
right, well, I'm gonna skip this
You
part.
pronounce
Yes, he does like a bit.
men on the website X.
I actually tried recording this video already, and there was no audio, so this is my second time watching this video. Yes, I already gave it a dislike. I already made a joke about it, whatever. Also, I got a light. So, because I remember my last Terraria video was just in complete darkness, because I was in a fucking cave for 90% of it for some reason. And I just, whatever. Alright.
Who have committed the grand crime of not playing their favorite video games. Many men are watching the Rad Brad and should be resolved in like a single community. There is a big argument going around over something that should be resolved in like a single sentence. That conversation being, do you need to play your favorite video game to be a fan of it?
No.
The answer being, yes. Yes, you kinda do. Video games are
I want to say this right now. I hate the way he talks.
Yes, you kind of do.
Shut up. Sorry.
meant to be played. It's in the title.
It's in the title.
Just talk. Why are you faking stuttering? Just talk.
Video games. So today I'll be debunking a bunch of contrarian arguments, because there are just a bunch of stupid people making the dumbest arguments possible. And hopefully by the end,
By the way, the stupid people making dumb arguments is people going, I don't have money, or people going, what if I'm disabled?
you'll redeem yourself
So.
from being a LARPer. Why are we arguing this? This is fucking stupid. Argument 1, isn't this just gatekeeping?
Yes, it is gatekeeping, yeah.
I mean, I don't know, is it? It seems like the
Yeah.
gates are pretty wide fucking open and there are no guards around.
The gate is wide open. No, it's closed. The guard is you. This video is you being the guard. You're saying, someone's saying, hey, I like this thing. I'm a fan of it. And you're going, oh, did you play it? No. You're not a fan. You're the guard.
Isn't gatekeeping about intentionally restricting access or something?
Yes, you are intentionally restricting access from someone being a fan of something because they didn't play it. Yeah, that is what gatekeeping's about, and yeah, that's what you're doing.
Or like restricting who can be called a true fan or whatever?
Yeah, that is what you're doing, restricting who could be called a true fan. That is what this video is about. You're stupid.
Yeah, something tells me that's not really the case here. If you're playing soccer and the goalie is leaning up by the side of the goal and pointing at the goal and going, to win soccer, you gotta kick the ball in. Is he gatekeeping a win from your team? This isn't exactly naming 5 Nirvana albums or anything. I don't think it's asking for much of—
Yeah, it kind of is, actually. It's like almost the same thing. Oh, you like this game? How many hours do you have on it? 0? You're not a fan. You never— oh, you watched Joe Bartolozzi play it?
play a video game one time all the way through. That's not gatekeeping, that's the bare—
oh, you didn't spend 60 hours playing this game that you knew you already liked because you watched someone else play it. You're not a fan.
fucking minimum. Now, some will argue that if we gatekept gaming fandoms to only people who purely played the game, then there would be fucking nothing.
That is completely true. That is 100% true. I mean, if you took FNAF and you got rid of all the people that have never actually played FNAF all the way through, there'd be like 13 people.
Nothing of what? This makes 0 sense. For a fandom around a game to start, there have to be, people that played it and liked it. Of course, you can love the—
I mean, that's true, yeah. There'd have to be people that played it and liked it. But Markiplier doesn't like FNAF. And he kind of started the FNAF fandom. He doesn't like FNAF. Like, he just enjoys that other people like watching him play FNAF. So
world and characters beforehand, but that's usually how it starts, right? The whole thing is to then play the game yourself so you can experience it and engage with it yourself. There is a—
So my rabbit just jumped.
A very clear difference between being a fan of something and being interested in something. And
Yeah, there is a difference between being a fan of something and being interested in something, but you can, like, two things can be true. You can be a fan and be interested in something. Like, a little kid likes Spider-Man, but he's never read a Spider-Man comic or watched a Spider-Man movie or a Spider-Man show or played a Spider-Man game. He had a Spider-Man birthday cake because he saw some YouTube shorts about Spider-Man and how cool he was, and now he has a Spider-Man costume and loves Spider-Man. Is that little kid not a fan of Spider-Man? Like, what are you talking about?
in fact, to further prove that we're not gatekeeping here, if you choose to actually watch this video, I will in fact be giving you many radical tips and tricks to legally obtain and engage with video games. I believe in the power of redemption, and I think you too can no longer be a LARPer. Mostly because
It's so funny because he's saying, like, he's saying, no one's stopping you from being a fan. You are stopping people from being fans right now. Like, that's what you're doing.
it isn't that fucking hard. Argument 2. Gaming is too expensive. What if you're poor? Look, I understand.
He goes into this whole thing and like, you should be mad at the people making things expensive, not at me, just shifting the goalposts. It's so silly. It's like, yeah, some people can't afford. Let me just let.
And fully, the state of the economy fucking sucks. Many people can barely afford to live, and many more are currently losing their jobs. On top of that, the current state of the video game
Guys, I understand it. Guys, I get it. The world is so hard. But you're not a fan of Undertale unless you've beaten the whole game. Sorry.
industry has been terrible, and people like the Rad Brad won't stop generating AI in their fucking thumbnails. So RAM prices have skyrocketed to extremely absurd heights. So as a result, PC prices have gone up, consoles have gone up in price too, and video games themselves have gone up in price. That fucking sucks. I fully agree. The video game industry is completely terrible right now. Things are way too inaccessible. However, that still doesn't change the fact that you didn't play a video game, and therefore
And there's nothing wrong with that.
you can't be a fan of it if you didn't play it. And you know what? That's okay. You don't need to be a fan of a video game to enhance your life.
That's true. You don't need to be a fan of video game to enhance your life, but you also need to play it to be a fan of it.
That's okay. You don't have to play it.
Okay, then let me be a fan of it.
In fact, I would argue the fact you can't become a fan of something because the corporation won't make it accessible to you is a pretty damn good reason to get upset at the way things are. I think personally it's more than okay to tell someone, yeah, I would love to be a fan of something, but I currently can't afford it. And both
Yeah. I'm mad at both of you. I'm upset at both of you. These people that are driving up prices of everything and fucking using millions of gallons of water just to generate fucking grok to generate child porn. It's like, yeah, I can't afford a really good PC, or I can't afford an Xbox, so I'm gonna watch someone play this game that I'm interested in, and I watch them play, and oh yeah, I'm a fan of this game now because I watched someone else play it. And then here you come, no, you didn't play it, you're not a fan of it. You are like, you're on their side. You realize that, right? You are not on the consumer side. You are on the other side. You are the person that's telling people it's not enough. You're not a fan of it. You don't like it. Like, you're not on the side of the people. You are on the side of these corporations, making everything super fucking expensive. You might act like you're not. Be like, oh, guys, I get it. Everything's like so expensive and it's so hard. But you didn't actually play FNAF, so you don't like it. You're not a fan of it.
bonus points if you're really funny about it and you start quoting flight reacts. However, here's the thing. That argument really does not always work. Because simply put, not every game is expensive or requires an ultra-powerful PC to run. Like, there really are points where it...
Yeah, but the fact it requires anything to run is already a barrier for entry. Like, let's say a game has super low specs and it requires like almost nothing to run. The fact you have to buy anything to run it is already a problem for a lot of people in today's economy. Like, oh, you could run this game with a low-end PC. Oh, great, you have to buy a PC, which is going to be like $1,000 regardless of if it's low-end or not. And then, guess what? You can only play low-end games if you bought that fucking $1,000 PC. So all the other games that you're a fan of, or I guess in this guy's case, you're not a fan of it unless you played it, you can't even fucking play them. Like, if you wanted to play Red Dead 2, a game that came out 10 years ago, you need a decent PC. If you bought a fucking $1,000 PC, you'd be running Red Dead 2 in the worst settings possible. Why even bother? Why even bother at that point? Just watch someone play it and you're a fan of it. Bang. There you go.
It isn't an excuse whatsoever. It's pretty insane to me that Resident Evil is one of the most LARPed franchises ever, and infamously so, which is very funny because the original games from the 90s and early 2000s, which ran on a PlayStation 1, as well as RE1 Remake.
I hate this guy's editing, by the way. It's so, like, brain rot. Just loud sounds, just fucking, and him, like, yelling the whole time, you know? I hate it.
And Resident Evil 4, the original one, are available on Steam and for the most part GOG as well, and will go on sale for $5. These games, by the way, are industry-defining classics that were made for technology that at this point is over 20 years old.
Yeah, so, again, what he's saying is, you can buy this game for $5. Not everyone has $5 to spend on a game, but you know what they do have? They have 30 minutes on their lunch break to watch someone else play the game. Why is this guy, why is this girl not a fan of this game now? Because you said they're not? Stupid.
Undertale is another heavily LARPed video game for some reason, which is weird because that game was just on sale for $2.
It's so stupid. Oh, why is this game so LARPed? It's so cheap. Just play the game. It's so cheap.
50 cents. And the specs for it are so low you could run it on a fucking toaster. If your PC can run Doom...
If your PC can run Doom, if you have a PC...
From the 90s, you can run Undertale. If you want even more examples of dirt cheap games, I'm on GOG right now, and I'm seeing the Hitman games for like under $1. The only exception here is a Hitman Absolution for $2, but you don't gotta play that one.
I'll tell you, fucking
Tinkle, tinkle, little joy.
The original Hotline Miami is also currently $1. Sonic Mania currently is $2. Both games can run on literally pretty much anything and are also some of the best games ever made too. Castle Crashers is a certified hood classic and that's $1.50 right now. I'm not trying to pour shame here either. There really are people that are going through it and I understand that fully. But if you...
Yeah, and you're telling those people, you're not a fan of the game, you didn't play it. It's like he said, oh, it's cheaper than a loaf of fucking bread. Yeah, so maybe that money that's being spent on this game is better buying a loaf of bread for these people.
You can't afford a game that's $2.50, you probably aren't even watching this video. The issue with the money
That's so stupid. People have phones.
Argument is that it is incredibly case by case. If you can't afford, like, for example, a GTA 6, you know, but you're still curious about it and want to watch a playthrough, yeah, that's perfectly fine. That still wouldn't make you a fan of the game of...
Why? Why? It says who? It says you? You watch someone play this game for 80 hours, but you didn't spend $80 on it yourself? You're not a fan of it. Grow up, dude.
Course, but, you know, it's understandable, right? But if you're LARPing a video game that's the same price, if not cheaper, than a loaf of fucking bread, and
there he says it, yeah.
Can run on the average goddamn smart fridge, then I'm gonna be honest here, I think that might be on you. On top...
It's your fault you're poor. You hear that? It's your fault you're broke. It's your fault everything is so expensive and you can't get a PC and afford to play this game. It's your fault food costs so much. It's on you. Shut the fuck up, man.
On top of that, there are also sometimes free games if you're lucky. I'm not talking...
Oh, there's games that are free. You need a $1,000 PC to play them. But the game is free. Fuck you.
Piracy either. This is illegal. All I'm saying is, right, the Backyard Sports...
Which is on Steam, which you need a computer to even access Steam. So that game isn't free, it's the price of a computer.
games are free on Steam. The backyard sports games are free. Come on, dude. Pablo Sanchez is in the house.
We got Pablo Sanchez in the house tonight.
I also haven't even mentioned abandonware games. You see, abandonware is a program, usually a game, that's no longer being sold by the publisher. And sites like My Abandonware and Internet Archive have done a great job of keeping these PC ports up. And these aren't like small games either. I'm talking like a Silent Hill 2, the OG one, a Silent Hill 3, Simpsons A Hit and Run. There's Tony Hawk, Transformers, Gears of War 1, Assassin's Creed 3. These are some big fucking games, dude. Now, this is more of a legal gray area. However, if the publisher isn't selling a video game, then in my opinion, that game falls into public hands. That
I support piracy.
is, of course, until the game becomes available to purchase again, which a lot of these sites and people agree with me on that one. Again, I get it. Not everyone can afford video games like that, but come on now. It's not like you don't have access to a vast library of classic and amazing...
Yeah, they don't have access to a vast library of classic games. They don't have a computer, dude. So many people can't afford computers. So many people can't afford consoles. So many people can't afford these things. And you're like, yeah, but you could just pirate them. With what?
video games that, again, don't require anything fancy to run. A lack of options doesn't mean no options, period. I'm pretty sure, you know, most people can afford a video game that's free.
Most people can afford a video game that's free. Most people can't afford a fucking computer, dude. Most people are living paycheck to paycheck a lot of the time. So let's say they make $800 a paycheck, working a minimum wage job, working like 40 hours a week, right? They get paid every 2 weeks. They've made $1,600 at the end of the month. Let's say they pay off their car. They pay for car insurance. Their car is probably like $400 a month if they're lucky. Their car insurance is $200 a month if they're lucky. That's $600. That's basically a whole paycheck gone. And then they have to go shopping, which for a lot of people, over 2 weeks, you're going to end up spending like $200 on groceries, right? So that leaves you nothing for 2 weeks of work. And then you have that other $800, which you're probably paying rent, which is probably like $700. So you're left with $100 at the end of the month. Oh, that's not even counting gas. Most people don't have the fucking money for this.
3. What if you're disabled? You know you have a Google, right? Okay, this one's actually a little interesting because people get very aggressive virtue signaling it, despite the fact we actually have a lot of really good answers for this one. I mean, first of all, we're assuming that the person making the argument is disabled themselves, and
No, we're not assuming that. Just because someone uses the point that people are disabled in general does not mean that they themselves are disabled. It's like bringing up trans rights. It's like, I support trans rights and LGBTQ+, but I myself am not gay or trans or anything like that. But I can still say that it's fucked up that people don't acknowledge them as human beings, or that they, you know, deserve, that I think they deserve rights. I can't say that now because I'm not part of I'm not LGBTQ+. No, that's stupid. Of course I can, because it's called empathy.
No, not to assume anything about anyone, but it gets very obvious when you aren't. For example, to quote some random Twitter user, like, dog, what if I had no hands and no feet?
Yeah, that's completely valid. What if someone didn't have any, what if he didn't have any hands or feet? Or what if she didn't have any hands or feet? Then what?
Suffers from autism. I don't suffer, I just have it. I wanna take you away.
I also saw another tweet that said blind people can be a fan of movies without ever having watched them, so why don't
True.
y'all apply that same logic to video games? Well, that's because blind people can watch movies.
No, they can't. Watching something, you need to see something. They can't watch movies.
You fucking moron!
Here's how I use descriptive audio for the blind at a movie theater.
Yeah, so he said descriptive audio for the blind, which means he never watched the movie. He had it described to him with audio, so he listened to the movie, he experienced it, but he never watched the movie. You did not listen to what this guy said. He never claims to have watched the movie. He experienced the movie.
Descriptive audio for the blind? What's that?
It's a set of headphones that is connected to a Bluetooth receiver box with volume buttons on it. It
So he listened to it.
describes what's going on in each scene in between the dialogue.
And you can just request this at any movie theater.
Most blind and low vision people I've ever known still enjoy movies.
Yeah, the reason we don't apply your logic to video games is because your logic doesn't fucking exist! Secondly, similar to the way
Loud equals funny, guys. He says, he screamed logic. His logic doesn't exist, so laugh now. and he used a picture as well because he's not funny himself. So he uses editing to supplement his own lack of comedy.
Blind people are able to watch movies.
They're not. He didn't say he was watching the movie.
Modern video games include very robust accessibility options. Most notably, for example,
Which, by the way, he's a fan of that movie. If you liked the movie, it would still make him just as much of a fan as anyone else.
of all games, The Last of Us Part 2 has an amazing array of accessibility settings. To the point where Steve Saylor, a blind gamer and consultant on accessibility in games, was brought to tears at just how robust Naughty Dog settings really were.
This is why I work so hard to promote accessibility. This is why, because this is important.
Like, damn, that's real shit. And he's right as well. It is important. This guy has a YouTube channel, by the way, where he talks about accessibility in video
He's blind. He's looking right at the camera. That's impressive.
games. So maybe if you want to stop being a fucking LARPer and do some goddamn research, it wouldn't kill you to check him out, would it?
It's funny because he's like, oh, if you did research, I guarantee that none of these people that you're mentioning would be on your side in this scenario. I guarantee they'd be like, oh yeah, you could still be a fan of something without having played it. They would not be on your side here. If you ask them yourself, be like, hey, can you be a fan of a game without ever playing? They'd be like, yeah, for sure, yeah. So you're using them to defend your argument, which they would not be defending if they had a choice.
There's also alternative controller options,
Which are very expensive, by the way. They're like $100. He's gonna that Xbox thing right there that guy has is $100. So that's even more barrier of entry. And you know, if you're very disabled and you need something like that, chances are you probably don't have a job because it's hard to get a job when you're disabled, which fucking sucks, but it's true. And so there you go, bam, that's another $100 just tacked on.
specifically made for people with physical disabilities. There's the BioWave Proteus Builder
Expensive.
one-handed controller, the Xbox Adaptive
Expensive.
Controller, the PlayStation Access
Expensive.
Controller,
I think
the
it's like
Quad Stick
$70.
Controller. There are options,
That thing's
dude.
already
Quad
fucking
stick is a
expensive.
mouse controller that involves
This
one
one's
analog
crazy. I'm just
tube.
gonna put this
Around, I
in.
use
I've already seen it.
Now, to be fair, a lot of this stuff is very far from perfect. For one, proper accessibility is a fairly recent thing in video games, with a lot of older games just not taking accessibility into account at all. On top of that, not every studio has a proper accessibility team, so the mileage on if a game has accessibility settings and if they're good or not may vary heavily. Thankfully, there are resources like caniplaythat.com, which gives reviews on games' accessibility options. Another issue, though, is that a lot of these accessibility controllers specifically are still very jank for the most part. On top of that, the actual price for a lot of these peripherals can be ridiculous. $100 for the Xbox Adaptive Controller, almost $90 for the PlayStation Access
More than I
Controller,
thought.
and if you want 2 joysticks, you gotta get 2 of them, and for external buttons, you gotta spend another $80. That's in total almost $260 over
Yeah, it's almost $260, and you're telling a disabled person, hey, just buy all this, and buy the Xbox or the PlayStation that you want, and buy the game on top of that. You're not going to do that? You're not a fan, sorry. You're not a fan of The Last of Us because you didn't spend a fucking $160 on this Sony accessibility feature, and then $60 on the game, so that's $220, and then $700 for a PS5. So that's another, what? That's $920 that you've just spent. You didn't spend almost $1,000 on this? Shame. You're not a fan. You watch someone else play it? Grow up.
$500 for the Quad Stick, and it's currently sold out? That's as much as the goddamn consoles to play games on.
There's only one joystick, which does mean that it's better than the Xbox Adaptive Controller by default, but, you know, to play games that require both joysticks, am I supposed to get 2 of these? This was fucking $70.
Yeah, no, here's a real genuine problem. A lot of these devices are still a work in progress and are way too expensive oftentimes. This, of course, however, does not change the simple fact that disabled people can still play video games. And the fact that there are solutions, period, is pretty fucking amazing. The YouTuber Champ UT, who is an arm amputee if the name didn't give it away already, has 2 very interesting videos reviewing a lot of these peripherals. So, you know, instead of asking, what if I had no arms and no legs, as an excuse for you
Which is a very fair thing to
yourself
say.
to be a video game LARPer.
That's not what this person is doing. They're not using it as an excuse for they themselves to be a video game LARPer, in your words. They're using it as a point to be like, hey, what you're saying is ridiculous. Because if this is the situation, would you still be saying that? And it sounds like you're saying yes, you would still be saying that, but this person's not saying, they're not claiming that that's them. They're saying, what if someone is like this? It's called empathy, dude.
Despite the fact that you yourself aren't fucking disabled, maybe
So,
it'd be helpful to see how disabled people actually play video games.
again, these people are not claiming that this is a great way to play games. They're just showing how they do it. And I guarantee they would not be on your side. So
instead of spewing the most disingenuous garbage about disabled people
So
on
loud,
behalf
by the
of
way.
yourself, who may or may not even be disabled in the first place, you can actually understand where the actual real world problems are. And once again, all this really only has some kind of footing if you yourself are disabled.
just not true.
If you yourself
You can't say that black people are racially, systematically, fucked up, whatever. You can't say systematic racism exists because you've never faced systematic racism because you're a white guy.
are disabled, yeah, that's a whole different conversation.
You leave out contextual facts that complete the puzzle.
He just, him using that clip of someone saying, you leave out contextual facts that complete the puzzle, is him leaving out contextual facts that complete the puzzle because he's using a clip of someone saying that. It's like a 4-second long clip with, it's probably a fucking 15-minute video. You don't see before, you don't see after. So that's what you're doing.
But if you aren't disabled, then what's the relevancy? Unless
The relevancy is pointing out the absurdity of your argument. That's what the point is. You're shifting the goalpost. You're like, what if I'm disabled? Are you disabled? Well, no, I'm not, but what if someone is? Well, then it doesn't matter because disabled people play games. So why are you bringing it up? I don't care if you were disabled. Okay, man.
I know you in real life, how am I supposed to know if you're disabled or not? And if you aren't, then you look pretty fucking stupid.
No, they don't look stupid. You look stupid for saying this.
Don't you? Like, not only are you using disabled people as an excuse to be lazy, but you can't go to Google or YouTube at all to do some basic goddamn research? Some of you didn't even know that blind people could still watch movies.
They can't watch movies. He never said he was watching a movie.
Point dismissed. Argument 4. What if I don't want to play it?
Yeah, what if they don't want to play it? That's it. What if they don't want to play the game? I mean, what if they just don't have time for it? What if they don't really... What if they're not good at games? They're just not good. Then what? Like, they want to play Silk Song, but they're butt at the game, but they like everything else about the game. They don't want to play it. Are they not a fan now? Why?
What are you, fucking 12?
A lot of times people are 12.
Argument
Or
5.
younger.
What if the game sucks?
FNAF games are terrible, but the community is very big. I bet a lot of them have not played FNAF, but that's fine. Because the plot and story and setting, it's all very interesting. But the games themselves are, it's literally fucking FNAF 1 is a PNG. You can look left and right in. It's not a good game.
Then you aren't a fan of it. Point dismissed. Okay, but
Point dismissed!
what if the story is better than the gameplay, though? Or what if the game has no real gameplay, then? Okay, well, admittedly, that's a lot more case by case.
That's so funny. That's so funny that he says that. What if the game is mostly just not really gameplay and it's more of a story thing? Oh, well, I guess then it's kind of a case-by-case thing. No, dude. You either are a fan or you aren't a fan in your eyes if you played a game or not. And I'm saying, yeah, you are a fan. And you're like, oh, well, I guess if it's a story-driven game, you get a pass. Why? Why? Because you can't really defend it that much? Because your argument is weak? If you can't defend all points of your argument, it's a bad argument. You should switch sides because you look foolish.
I still think regardless, any game is worth playing. A game still
I mean, I agree, any game is worth playing, but you don't have to.
thrives on the intimate connection between the player and the game. The interactive element
Let's get on with the video right now.
still thrives on the intimate connection between the player and the game. The interactive element adds some expression from the player. That's
True.
kind of the whole point.
not the whole
Otherwise,
point.
it wouldn't have
Well, I
been
mean,
a
I guess-
video game.
I guess that's the developer's mindset, maybe. But also, it's not, because esports exists. Like, Rocket League is... Obviously, it's meant to be played, but a big part is watching people play Rocket League. So, that's,
And even if you didn't like the gameplay experience, it would still be something worth pointing out. Stuff like that helps you gauge what you like and don't like.
So if someone doesn't like the gameplay of a game, they're not a fan of the game.
Mixtape is a perfect example. I didn't care for that game, but it was worth playing. It got me to think, okay, what is the line between what the devs want to do and what would utilize the medium of video games the best? And it got me to think a bit. It was cool. I like that. That's what I do for a living. And once again, interactivity
This is him playing
from you is pretty much required for video games, at least when done right. Take, for
That's not true.
example, the 1/3 of a good game, Detroit Become Human. A game that's cinematic, but does actually have a very largely robust choice system that requires an intimate connection from the player themselves. So tell me, if the quote-unquote player is watching a playthrough of the game and not engaging with the system that the devs worked really hard on, then they're not the fucking player!
They're not claiming to be the player. Nobody that's watching someone else play a game is claiming to be the player of the game. They're saying, oh yeah, I watched this person play it. I like that game. I'm a fan of that game. They're not saying they're the player. No one's saying that. That's a red herring, dude. No one's saying that.
Now are they? To quote a recent quote from the legendary Shinji Mikami, if watching a playthrough was enough, the game wasn't good enough.
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
Now,
I don't believe that at all. I mean, all respect to him, you know, some people just don't really want to play the game. Some people have had their fill. They're like, yeah, I liked watching and play the game. Infamous Second Son. I love that game. I loved watching people play it 10 years ago now. It was awesome. I like PewDiePie playing that game. Whew. Brother, I loved those videos. I've never played that game in my life, and I never will, because I've never owned a PlayStation 4. I mean, I would like to play it, but I'm a fan of Infamous Second Son. I love that fucking game, but I've never played it. Because I've never had access to it. I've never owned a fucking PS4. I've never had the money to buy a PS4.
Of course, interactivity comes from many different areas, which is why I find video games so fascinating. There are so many ways to make people feel intimate about a game through interactivity.
Yeah, there are so many ways to make someone feel intimate with the game through interactivity, like watching someone else playing it, interacting with the community, interacting with the fan base, becoming a fan of it through watching someone play it and interacting. Like, you're just destroying your own argument.
Whether it's through puzzle solving, engaging with the mechanics, engaging with the world and
engaging with the fan base,
story in a tangible way, doing that yourself just feels amazing to do. But by not actually playing it, you are robbing yourself of that intimacy.
Not really.
Watching a playthrough is legitimately not the same as experiencing the game yourself.
Okay, what about, like, listening to an audiobook? You didn't read the book, but someone else read it to you. Someone else played the game for you. It's stupid.
And if it is, then it probably isn't very good. In conclusion, video games are meant to be played, and that's the end of the fucking story. Look, there's nothing wrong with enjoying a live stream or enjoying a playthrough of a game. And you can get into the world of the game through that, but that's how it starts, right? Like, yeah, of course it's not bad to watch a playthrough, but you ain't a fan of the game. In a similar way, you aren't a fan of a book if you just read the spark notes of it.
No one's saying that, because watching someone play a game for fucking 60 hours isn't the same as reading the synopsis on the back of a book to see if you'd be interested in the book or not. It's not the same thing at all. No one's claiming it is.
It's why these people are insanely weird to me. Like, they ask questions that are very easy to answer. They address problems that already have solutions. And they use a bunch of buzzwords to masquerade how shallow they are.
I swear to God, I will hunt you down and stick a loaded fucking hot piece of dynamite right up your fucking asshole.
And again, some of these concerns are very much legitimate. Like, yeah, games are too expensive nowadays. And
yeah, they're too expensive. And you're being like, hey, you didn't buy it? You're not a fan.
And yeah, we do need a more optimal way to help disabled people enjoy video games. But here's my question. Assuming you aren't disabled, let's say you had all the money in the world. Would you, with that money, buy your favorite video game and play it? If the answer is no, then you're a goddamn trendy-ass gaming LARPer. If you really...
It's so funny. He's using a clip from SLC Punk, you know, the movie that's like, nothing more than another goddamn trendy ass fucking poser or whatever. But the whole point of that was that that guy is an asshole and that he's not right. It's so funny. So he didn't watch the movie, or at least he didn't pay attention to it. But yeah, so anyway, oh fart, what did he say? He was oh yeah, if you had all the money and time and whatever in the world, yeah, you still don't have to because you don't want to, and you can still be a fan of something. Doesn't matter. Oh, but if you had all the money in the world, which you don't, if you had all the time in the world, which you don't, if you had all the resources in the world, which you don't, like it's the same thing as the other person earlier saying like, oh, but what if I had no hands or and feet? It's like, why is it not okay for this person to say that, but you can say, okay, but what if you had all the money in the world and all the time in the world and everything? It's like you're doing the same exact thing. There's nothing wrong with it, but you can't say it's bad here and then do it yourself there. It makes no sense.
You want to watch someone play a video game while still being a fan of it? Get a boyfriend or a girlfriend or something. At least you two can bond over the most romantic game ever made. Kane and Lynch 2 Dog Days.
Is that? Alright, yeah. That's everything. Yeah. In conclusion, he's kind of an idiot for saying this, kind of a pretentious fool. Dumbsville. I already disliked. I'm dislike and re-dislike it for more dramaticness effects. Sub to Drew Good.